Today I'm finna be doing a story time about the time I seen a kid light himself on fire. This was like in 2016. I was, you know what I mean, in my neighborhood. And by my neighborhood, there's some apartments, you know what I mean? And it's like I live in an all Mexican neighborhood. You know what I mean? And these apartments, they look old, ghetto. You know what I'm talking about? Like it had colors on it. It looked like nothing but like it looked like foreign people live there. You know what I mean? Cause like I'm talking about, I can't explain it really, but just know it didn't look like regular apartments. It looked like Mexican apartments. You know what I mean? And I was walking through the apartments, and I had seen some people outside. You know what I mean? They were chilling, and I looked across the apartments, and you can go to the next apartment. So I kept on walking, went to the next apartment, just hanging around. You know what I mean? Just chilling, smoking, chilling and stuff. And I was like, man, I want to go find another spot because I was like, I was walking through people's apartments. You know what I mean? Like not walking like inside their apartments, but you know, like the little walkway you could walk to go to your door. So I was like, man, somebody might walk outside and see me. So I'm finna walk to the next side because it had like four apartments. You know what I mean? You could walk to. So I went to the third one, and there was like a lot of people outside just walking, going into their apartments, leaving, going to places, and they had like a little playground. So I was out there just chilling, smoking my blunt, rolling up another one. You know what I'm saying? It was a Friday, man. I was smoking a lot of dope back in the days. You know what I'm talking about? Still do. So how do you say it? I was chilling and rolling up my blunt, and I looked to the side, but this time I couldn't see a walkway. All I seen was like a gate, but I seen like cars out there. And the only way I could, if I got up and went straight, but there was like a whole bunch of people, bro. Like people sitting down, like they were all sitting blocking the way to get into the other side. And and they were like making barbecue and stuff, and they were chilling out there. And I was like, fuck, man. I said, I'm smoking too. I got the blunt in my hand. I said, man, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hide the blunt between my hands so they can't see it. I'm just gonna walk right past them. So, you know what I mean? I started walking, and they see me coming, and I said, I'm trying to get through to the other side. And so they moved, you know what I mean? They let me through. They was cool. I was like, all right. Got to the other side. I seen people coming in. You know what I mean? Like it's Friday, like I said, everybody was coming from parties, so people were playing the music really loud. And you know what I'm saying? Little kids were outside running because this is the hood. You know what I mean? Little kids were running outside. You seen girls out there, you seen boys and stuff. And you know what I mean? And I was like, oh shit, everybody's out here. So I went to the other side, had my blunt, was smoking it, walking into the new apartments I just got in. Remember? I'm in the fourth apartment now, the last one. And I heard little kids like laughing and stuff, and I seen them because like they had like this barbecue pit, and this barbecue pit was like had the barbecue pit, and like they had their door open, like a lot of their family members were outside, they were just chilling out there, you know what I'm saying? And they were walking inside of the house, bringing food in, bringing food out. The kids were outside just riding their bikes, you know what I mean, and stuff. And then like, if you kept on walking past them, they had like this little big circle area in the middle of the apartment where like you could either sit down in some chairs, like you know, wooden chairs. You can go chill out there and stuff, or you could just like, you know what I mean, just sit on the sides of it. It's like a little chill area for the people in the apartments. So, and but then I went up the stairs because I went past them, and I went past that because like the apartments was like this, had one side facing this way, you know, like you know how I'm facing you, and you know how this is facing, like I say right here, it was like this. You could walk to the apartments this way, and the apartments were like in a line like this. Like one side went this way, and then it went down this way, and then it went down that way. You know, it was like a little square, like almost like a square line. You know what I mean? They were facing each other. So I went up the stairs, and these people had like chairs. The people that lived in the apartments, but nobody was outside on that side. So I went to go hide like way in the back, so they couldn't see me. I pretended I lived there, but you know what I'm saying. But they were looking at me like this guy don't live here. So I went to go sit But they didn't say nothing though. You know what I'm saying? They were cool, cause I was smoking and I had got done like, but I had like a little piece in my hand, and I went to go sit down on the stairs, and all the little kids they were like playing and stuff, and I wasn't really paying attention, you know, because I was looking out in the streets and I was looking at how it looked, man. Remember, man, this is back in 2016, so it looked kind of different where I live at, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, bro, I was like, damn, bro, I was tripping because I was like, man, bro, I was like, I'm in the hood, bro, I'm just smoking a fucking blunt. I said, I'm getting high in the hood, man. I was only like 16 back in those days. I was like, bro, I'm fucking getting high as fuck, man. I'm fucking chilling on this Friday, man. That's good. You know what I'm saying? I was just like getting high. I was hearing the cars, hearing the people. I was like, man, I'm having a good time. And I started thinking about everything I went through. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I seen those people. I just walked past those people. I was like, there's people out there listening to music because I could still hear the people in the streets. And I remember those girls. Like when I just walked in the first apartment, I remember the girls. Cause remember I told y'all like I seen people sitting out there, and it was like a girl. It was like two girls and one boy. They were listening to that song by Plies. I remember they were listening to like an old song, man, like an old love song. And oh, let me play the music. And what happened? Well, yeah, I seen the girl. She was riding her bike towards me, facing towards me, and she was riding her bike facing towards me, and she fell down, man. Like it was so embarrassing. Like she was looking at me and she didn't see that she was going into like the little hole. Remember, man, like you could sit down in the chairs and had like a little hole in it, so you could just go play in there. Maybe if you want to walk in there or something. And she fell down and she was embarrassed and she was like she got up and started walking. And there was like this little other kids like they had like a gate area, like an empty space in the apartments. It was just like no apartment there, but it was like an open area where they could play at. It had like dirt and stuff, and that's where you could see out to the streets and the freeway and the cars and stuff passing by. And they were playing there, and I seen them. You know what I mean? And remember, man, they had the barbecue pit. There was a barbecue pit there, and there was like another open little spot where you could stick woods, like you could put trees in there, and you could put trees and stuff, and you can light fires in there. So, well, that they were lighting a fire because I guess they were cooking something else in there. And how do you say it? Well, yeah, the kid. Well, like you know, like when everything happens, like in a split second, it happened in a split second, y'all. I was chilling, getting high, man. I was like relaxing. I was smoking the blunt. I was just like chilling, looking at the sky, and I was looking inside their house because like they were moving in the kitchen, and I was like, man, it looks old as fuck in that house. And I was like thinking that because I was like, man, like messy, and I was thinking about like, man, how do they all live in that house? I was thinking about like what are they doing there? You know what I mean? When you just start tripping on people, I was tripping and stuff, and yeah, I was seeing the people walk in, walk past, and then all of a sudden, when I was like tripping, I started getting into the weed. All of a sudden, I hear some screaming on the side, ah, and I heard he's on fire, he's on fire, he's on fire, he's on fire, and I was like, what the fuck? I thought they were talking about me. I thought like a freaking I thought like the ashes of the blunt fell down, cause I don't know, man. I was gone. I was like, fuck. I thought it had fell on my clothes, so I was like, what the fuck? I started looking at me, and like when I started looking at myself, I could see like in the corner of my eye, like it was coming from the ground, and I looked to the ground. I looked like that, dude. The freaking kid, he had like a white shirt on, and he was kind of like big. He was kind of like fat, and this nigga, dude, he was like freaking. He was a little Mexican kid. He was like only like I'd say like 12 years old, and all the little kids were like 8 or 9. This nigga was on fire, bro. He was shaking the ground. He was shaking. He was like, He was shaking his shit, bro. He was like, fuck, I'm on fire. He was like, I'm on fire. He was like, fuck. He was like, I'm burning. And then everybody was like, oh my god. And then the people they looked at me like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, is he doing something? They're like, hey, what are you doing over there? Like, you bothering our kids? I was like, what the fuck? They looking at me. I was like, oh fuck these motherfuckers. They don't trust me. And they see that it was a kid burning. They took off right over there like, mijo. And then how do you say it? How do you say it? The freaking kid got up. He took his shirt off, and they threw water on him and stuff. They were throwing water on him, and then he rolled back to the floor. He was like, ah! He was like, it's burning again. It's burning again. And then the dude, they ended up getting him, and they took his shirt off, and the little kids were like, they were like crying and stuff because they thought he was gonna die, and they took him in the house. They ended up taking him in the house, and then they took all their food, they took everything. They turned the barbecue pit off. Them niggas went in their house and closed the doors. They turned the lights off, and then they were like, "What the fuck's going on?" Hey, that was a time that I seen a kid light himself on fire, y'all. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, hey, this is a real story, man. Man, y'all make sure y'all, man, if y'all like this story time, man, drop a like, man, and drop a sub, man. You know what I mean? Thanks for clicking on this video, man. You know what I'm talking about? And yeah, man, I got more crazy story times. You know what I'm talking about? If y'all want to hear them, man, let me know in the comments. You know what I'm talking about? And yeah, man, I'll tell y'all some crazy story times. And and yeah, man, make sure y'all go check out my other story times. I got a lot of good ones, you know what I mean? Y'all go ahead and check those out. And yeah, man, thanks for clicking on this video, y'all. Thanks for watching, man. Love my subscribers, man, for real. Peace.